nhớ rằng ý trọng long cho lăng cho tù đợt nó của yo lọ chán tổng trâu bé cho sai hạt tià nóng nọ của yo cho cô tù nô do của chị tù tin lâu tù tô tù min xài trâu bé sai hạt tià bé của chị bé tù min xài bảo trà thia và ý tù năng xe đau xe rồng chỉ của chị nhà chia thia lu ro lọ ba tê phong dư yên dinh đợt nữ rồng đi trà xong nó do ý dòng và tù xe chấp lờ hạt tià bé chế năng cô mua cho kể tù xe xong nó cô tù nụ lo nữ cô tàu trò bé chê tàu on nông tỏ ca sư cô tù nha và tù min xài nó nè cô mua mò mò găng thiên nhá cô mua nói nhông mình chỉ lờ bé tù nha tàu trò bé bỏ chê tàu cậu tài nông sư tù min xài nó do cô tù nha và xiển tờ tù min xài nữ cô mua mò mò găng thia này màu cô chỉ lá kho cô tàu đùa xỉ tàu cá thầu nữ niên đùa xỉn tờ tàu cậu y on nông tờ và trò bê mua cái tù xia thiết cụ sĩ chấp lờ hạt tià và năng nhó trái trư cho cái nọ sư giờ hạt tià dù chỉ mua nha dù nhó ít tu nâng giờ cho nhẹ rong đi trả lò tôi chỉ cho cá qua thiết chỉ cho cá tù xia bảo lì và dù cho nâng mua cái chỗ gì rong đi nọ do ấy khó tu sửa chấp là nay cho và sửa mày nay xa hạt ya nay chỉ nhẹ sai lò nay cho sai do nay lăng tư sửa lò thia họ xa hạt ya xa sai sai bây tụi mình xài nọ do ý tụi mình xài long lầu thia chỉ chia mua hậu lử rong và ba nữ tê phong dư thia tê khảo với cơ rong đi trà lúc xí hở có nó do thọ và tụi mình xài nó do tù cơ và bé mó nữ cho lọ và kệ chài trở li bé mong cho kệ chài chạy bé tàu thọ bé tụi gia lầu nó tua sau tê kệ phê nó mù cọ tòn tê nó chỉ bút trao lăng tư rong đi nó chạy bé thêm một khó rong này nó lọt đầu sẽ đời bỏ do ý dạ tu xia chấp là tọn tay nằm mù cô yêu cho nữ cho phong dư nữ cho khẩu với cơ tê mi tu mi nhùa lò hài lù sau xia trâu nữ thia khía hạt tiệp bê từ miền xài do ý tu nâng rong đi trà trâu bê sẽ đợi lông thia và ý cho kế cờ hạt tiệp có do tu nâng chỉ cố sĩ do tu nâng sẽ đỡ sẽ rong mỗi trong tù khổ sĩ dù do ít họ tù xe chập là chỉ mua lăng tê xa cỏ ít tu nâng rong plon đàn đợi luôn chạy luôn hoa ta ý chỉ năng hòa nữ chẳng lùa chỉ tàu mua luôn năng hòa tù xe chập là hòa trong tàu hòa có chẳng tàu xí có lúc xí hào lòng long bế tù mình xài nò luôn năng cho kề nữ nho nữ cho phong dư lố nữ ly trà thia nữ hò lố lờ ly trà qua trong tàu
thảo bỏ loa nãy đời cha bé chàng trao nhớ ý chàng cha nê thì cha bên trời luôn nó lúa hào
Today, all of your family members, your co-workers, your best friends, aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpa are all here present. We ask that you be with us at the present moment, for we know that tomorrow you will return to the land of our ancestor to be with your mom, your dad, and sister. So we need your presence to be here We love you and we miss you. Thank you. Okay, thank you for taking the time and remember Chua Zhong. Chua was a brave warrior and a champion. At the same time, she was a kind and beautiful soul, always willing and ready to help others. She lived life to the fullest before losing her fight with cancer. Her love and passion with the children in her classroom, whose life she touched, the friends and they always believed in and supported her, and the family members
taking me out to go get boba at 17 when my mom was sick. Thank you for coming to my birthday parties and helping my mom set up. I always thought you were so creative and loving.
My name is Janine Van. I met Chua in high school. She was always better at telling the story of how we met because she had an incredible memory. She remembered everything. Every little detail I'd tell her, and if I would try to tell it, she goes, "No, you got it wrong." But this is how I remembered it. We met our senior year. I remember walking up to her in gym class and asking if we could hang out and be friends because I was new to the school and didn't really have too many. And thankfully she agreed. And that was the beginning of me following her around campus, always asking where she's going to be during lunch and break time.
I hope you guys don't mind we came up here as a group, but hello, my name is Shua. I never would have thought I would be standing here today in front of Chua's family making a speech like this. I've known Chua since 4th grade. Chua, Molly, and I all graduated from Fetcher Creek. Sadly, I ended up moving after 6th grade to Clark Intermediate while Molly and Chua continued to Clovis East. We didn't have phones of our own back then, and for some odd reasons, we never exchanged phone numbers. I've missed a few parts of Chua's life, but the universe knew I needed a genuine, great friend in my life. Our paths crossed again when we entered our junior year in high school through a mutual friend. My friend was never judgmental. She was always trustworthy and honest. She was my safe person because I could be my aloof, bird-brained self around her. Chua has always been very understanding. For example, I canceled breakfast dates unexpectedly due to family issues. She wouldn't get mad. She would ask if everything was okay and just reschedule. Everyone who knows Chua knows punctuality is Chua to the T. She would always greet me with a beautiful smile and a warm hug. She was always the sweetest. Me, Chua was a great secret keeper. It's been so surreal these past few months. I would wake up wanting to text her to ask how she's doing, just to realize there would be no response on her end. I always thought we would grow old together. Our kids would be each other's best friends, just like we are. My son Asher won't get to experience how it is to have Auntie Chua in his life. But I know his other aunties will make sure he knows who Auntie Chua is, and I will do the same. Something I would like to say to Chua is, I'm sorry if I have ever made you feel you weren't important to me. If I've ever hurt your feelings in any way, truly from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry. You are my most precious friend, and in this lifetime, we will meet again. But I hope in our next life, we will meet and become best friends again. I love you, Chua, and thank you for all your love and support. This isn't goodbye. This is you getting a little mini vacation until we see each other again. And then you'll have to deal with me all over again. See you later, my beloved friend.
Hi everyone, my name's Kia. I've been Chua's friend since third grade. So we've been friends for almost 30 years. And I'm so grateful for those 30 years. So I first met Chua when my family moved into the apartment complex above hers when we used to live in the Manila apartments, not too far from here. And honestly, I don't actually know when you're in third grade how you introduce yourself and make friends. But I remember we connected because we both loved the Backstreet Boys. And so we knew then that we'd be friends forever. And during those years, you know, I was only there with her for 2 years, from third and fourth grade, and then I moved away in fifth. And I've moved a lot in my life. So probably about 7 times as a child, I moved a lot. And you make a lot of friends, and then you lose a lot of friends too. And it's not a big deal because it's normal, right? People move around. Show up. She showed up. Physically, she was right there. Emotionally, she was ready to carry the burden with you. Mentally, she was ready to think with you through the problem. And if we couldn't, she was like, it's okay. We will just cry, you know? And that's what we did. We just cried. And I never once felt judged by her. She was the safest place for me. She was just there. And it was just this sister I didn't know I always needed. And so when the date came to induce the baby, because his due date was actually August 4th, so we induced him on July 30th because we were like, we want him out, it's done. We went to go induce him and he didn't come. I never knew inductions could fail. And so we were planning her birthday lunch with our friends, and you know, like Chula always says, she was like, I'll come pick you up. And I was like, no, it's your day. I will meet you there. But my child had other plans. So at 3 a.m. on August 7th, her birthday, my water broke. So I text her and I said, hey, I might not make it to your birthday. I think I might be having a baby today. And by the way, I kind of left the house in a hurry and my dog is alone and someone needs to take care of her. And without hesitation, she showed up again. And she looked at him and she looked at me and she said, oh, he waited to be born on my birthday because he was late now, he was overdue. And she was like, because he knew how much I loved his mom. And I am so grateful because for the rest of my life, I get to share this with my child and with her because they get to share the same birthday. And so after 20 years of friendship, I realized, gosh, I am so lucky. This woman, in spite of all my, I don't know, my bonus sister and my kid's bonus auntie, she was always endlessly generous with her love and her time. Even when she was sick this year and we had my younger son's birthday and she couldn't come because she had just finished chemo. And she said, it's okay, I'm going to send you something though. And I was like, Auntie Chua, you don't have to do anything. These children are rottenly spoiled. She still did, you know, she still showed up in the best way she could. No matter what she was going through, she always showed up because she was the light that I didn't know I needed, but I always had. And now it's gone. I miss you every day. And I can't wait for us to see each other again. Because I know, just like kids, it will be like we never missed a beat. And you're probably watching down on all of us right now, looking a little bit like we're all ridiculous and being dramatic. Because it's just so Chua, she was never dramatic. I hope we don't just grieve her absence, but we carry her forward. We carry her kindness, her gentleness, the way she always loved without judgment, the way she showed up without being asked. And if we can each just do that a little bit, I think she will always be here with us. So thank you for being here and thank you for loving her and being a part of her light. Thank you.
My name is Molly. Chua and I, we met in the 4th grade. I still remember I was the new kid at Planter Creek, and she quickly befriended me on the bus. And, I didn't even realize it until I was kind of thinking back, but we never had any classes together. So that means like our friendship really grew and developed on those bus rides and on the playground together. Even as a kid, Chua was very reserved and quiet. And I still laugh. We all laugh because we wonder why she chose a friend like me or like us. We're all a bit loud, a bit dramatic, a memory keeper. She stayed in my life through everything, whether that was 6th grade Sonora trips, our awkward junior high years when we formed a really cringe-worthy group called the Loser Club, which she claimed she wasn't a part of, but I found a letter. Then through hard high school years and even college when we experienced our first taste of freedom. And by freedom, I mean staying at Fresno State at the student union and hanging out until midnight and taking rebellious weekend trips with Backstreet Boys playing in the background. We weren't really rebellious, but I think in our eyes that was rebellion. Chu and I, our lives were always intertwined. Even though we had very different main friend groups, no matter how much time passed, she remained constant. We could go long periods without seeing each other and then just pick up. Right in college, I went through a really hard and depressing time. I was shutting everyone out and kind of isolating myself. And I still remember that Chua refused to let me go. Her and Megan would sleep over and stay up with me to make sure I wouldn't do anything I'd regret. But, I still pushed as far as I could. It took a few years for me to kind of get out of those dark times. But as soon as I got out, Chua was still there. She never gave up on me. She never made me feel like I had to earn, my way back. That was the kind of friend she was. She made you feel loved even when you felt undeserving. We reconnected back in 2015, and our friendship truly blossomed during COVID times. While the world shut down, Chu and I decided we would be the only friends each other would see. We watched a lot of K-dramas, drank boba religiously, spent our summers swimming in the pool. We played Wii Dance and Mario Kart, which, if you guys didn't know, she's really good at those games. And we shared countless meals together and with my family. During that time, Chua became not just my best friend, but literally a sister to me. When my dad had his stroke, my world, it flipped upside down. I remember I was drowning in change and in grief, and Chua checked in on me every single day. If I didn't eat, she brought food. If I was sick, she showed up with medicine and soup. When most of the world forgot, Chua always remembered. She saw me, always. She was my constant. Chua and I always joked around that we were each other's platonic life partners. And if you guys don't know what that is, those are friends who choose to do life together, to stay by each other's side, to share responsibilities, help take care of each other's kids, but in our case, our dogs, and make sure neither person ever has to walk through life alone. That was who she was to me. For the last 10 years, we got to travel to her favorite places multiple times, sit at the beach, eat so much delicious food, see our favorite musicians in concert, and stay by each other's side until the very end. If you knew Chua, you knew her magic. Here are just a few things that I loved and adored about her. She let you be silly and fully yourself while she laughed quietly on the sidelines or recorded you for later. She was a scientist in the kitchen. She created the most incredible dishes. She was humble about it. You can never get her to say that her food was good because she would always be really humble about it. But I know I can confidently say almost everyone here in this room has eaten something of hers that still lives on as a memory. She showed up for every celebration. Your birthdays, your kids' birthdays, your dog's birthdays, graduations, job promotions, even our friend's last chemo session. She never missed an opportunity to celebrate you. She loved reading and music deeply. When she talked about them, a whole new side of her came alive. She loved teaching and gave her heart fully to her students. remembering details about their lives so she could connect with them more deeply. Her memory was incredible. The number of times I've had to call her and text her and relied on it is honestly a little bit concerning. But she never ever forgot. She loved the ocean, and she had a wanderlust spirit to travel and discover new places. And her laugh, the gentle way she'd rest her hand on your shoulder to give you the Chua look. I think we all knew it. Her strength and her strong sense of self. Ever since we were kids, Chua always knew who she was. She was strong-willed, strong in spirit, and never let anything or anyone bring her down. I want to take some time to speak to Chua directly as well. Chua, I still remember our last day together so clearly. We sat down at your sister Z's house and we shared a meal. You told me it was the first time you felt an appetite in a long time. It was the most I'd seen you eat in months, and I was so happy and hopeful. You cried and you told me how much you loved me and my family, and how grateful you were that they loved you so deeply and prayed for you often. We hugged and talked about everything we do once you got better. I remember massaging and stretching your feet. I know you hated that, but I remember you were in a lot of pain. And you looked at me earnestly and you told me randomly to find a good husband who would love me well. You made me promise. I don't know what brought it on. I don't know if it's because you were telling me goodbye or you were just grateful after everything you had been through. I hold those words so close. I'm grateful you didn't leave anything unsaid. I wish I knew then what I know now. I have a lot of regret. If I could go back, and I think you knew that, I would hug you for as long as you let me, and I tell you that you have been the greatest and best friend of my life. When I think about how a best friend looks like, you were what I always imagined. I'm the luckiest person to have been able to call you that. You let me grow, you challenged me gently, you celebrated every single win with me. You always wanted the best for me, and I always wanted the best for you. When you got sick, I saw how scared you were, but you stayed positive. When the pain was bad, we cried together. Thank you for letting me be there for you, the way you were always there for me. I hope I did a good job. I hope I loved you the way that you deserved. I'm gonna miss everything about you. Your laugh, your joy, your nonchalant attitude, your excitement, and doing nothing with you, bothering you about life, and dreaming simple dreams with you. Life was simple with you. You were my platonic life partner in this simple, beautiful life. I'm so grateful this world had you for 37 years, and I had you for 28 of them. I promise I'll carry you with me always. And when I get married and when I have kids, they will know who you were and how much you meant to me. I'll make you proud because you made me promise you thing. I love you forever and ever, Chua. Recorded. Something for everybody for Chua. Hopefully a place. Let me see it.
Everyone, I'm Megan, and Chua is one of my dearest best friend. We have been friends for over 20 plus years and have gone through so much together, growing together and learning together. Chua has been there for every important part of my life. When life was hard, when I got engaged, got married, and now my husband and I am expecting our first child. I only wish she was here to see our baby and watch him grow up with me. Although life has its ups and downs, Chua always found the light in life and was always optimistic. She was not afraid to speak her mind, and she gave us her ideas and opinions. She always made sure we understand her is one of a kind, and her beautiful soul will always live on with us. And this is for my dearest Chua. My dearest Chua, I cannot believe that this day is here, where we celebrate your life and will soon lay you to rest. I could never imagine that this day will come too soon, and I would have to live my life without you. I'm sorry I couldn't physically be there for you and with you and see you off one last time. I hope you can forgive me, but know that I love you so much. Tua, baby and I will come visit you when baby is a little older. I want you to know that you brought so much love and joy and hope to my life. When I was at my darkest time, you lifted my heart and gave me hope that everything was going to be okay. You were always the one on time, always the one ready for adventures, and always ready to be a shoulder to lean on and cry on. Even when life got challenging for both of us, you still believe in being optimistic, and you just kept us going. You made the future bright and the unknown less weary. Even when I didn't know where I was going, it was all right because I knew I had you by my side. When I left Fresno, my heart broke. I knew I wasn't just leaving a part of me behind, but I knew I was leaving you too. It was one of the hardest decisions to make because I wasn't sure where our friendship would take us. But your reassurance always made it clear that we would be best friends forever. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for your love and affection, kindness, and friendship all these years. I will always remember your bubbly, kind smiles and laughs, the way you find sarcasm in the things we do, and how you love the beach and the ocean. I dreamt of you a few months ago, that you were swimming in the ocean, and I was looking out to you at sea. You're so beautiful and enjoying the waves, just looking like a mermaid. I only wish I could see you now. I will miss our adventures that we had many years ago, or those crazy times when my car died on the way to Southern California. I still think about how did we even survive those hot summers stranded out in the mountains. But somehow God kept us safe and always brought us back home safely. I will always cherish our foodie adventures and our sleepovers, watching our Indian movies, Korean dramas, our cooking. I cherish every moment we have.
Chua, I miss and love you every single day. I can't believe that you're gone. I remember the day when you were in the hospital and you were so sick. I came to you and you still were able to talk to me even though you were in so much pain. I just remember and I was crying to you because I was so scared that you weren't gonna make it. I didn't want to believe it, but deep down inside, I just knew that your sickness is just not you. It was one of the toughest things. I just wish that we had more time. I know that I was always on the go ever since after I graduated high school. I went to college and I wasn't in the same town as all my family members. You loved so genuinely all of your family members, your cousins, your friends, your love for food especially, just like the rest of the family members. Everybody loved food in my family. I hope that, you know, in the next lifetime, we can become brothers and sisters again. I just want you to know that so that You can go in peace. I just want to let you know that I love you so much, and you and Mom are the last things that I think about every single day before I go to sleep. I love you, my sister. I'll see you in the next lifetime.
Good morning, everyone. Again, Yi, I'm Chua's oldest sister, third oldest in the family. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot to see all her friends and family here to show your love and support, really to us, her family. Just like all her friends and co-workers said, she was a kind and caring person. She was always ready to help others and make people feel heard and seen. I feel like I taught her that, really. I hope I did. She would always offer her advice and her 2 cents when warranted. She would share her thoughts, her ideas, and creativity wherever she went. She was loved by everyone that she knew. You know, after losing my mom and my sister, I really saw what an impact both of them made on people wherever they went. My sister, Chua, she made an impact on so many people, even some of my friends and co-workers knew her, and they're like, oh, I didn't know this was your sister. This was the kind of person she was. When we would go to trainings, she would be the person that would say hi to them, sit with them, share her ideas, her thoughts, and would be the person that said, if you needed anything, just let me know. She made an impact on people's lives, personally and professionally, as you have heard. She was a constant beacon of light in her friends' lives as well as ours. She checked in, reached out to friends constantly through the years, even when life took them on separate paths. She was a wonderful mentor, partner for her colleagues, and aspiring youth educators. Her colleagues mentioned that she would always share her thoughts and ideas to improve instructional practices for our children, because she worked with the early learning children, so a lot of the babies in the preschool. She was all about working smarter, not harder. I always try to, I work in SPED, so I always try to get her to come to the SPED side, because she has so many knowledge, ideas, again, probably for me. And I just always remember asking her, like, hey, have you ever thought about being a SPED teacher? And she would be like, no, because I don't want to do all those IEPs like you. She was not only my little sister, but I did help raise her ever since she was born. I just remember my parents had never ever told us that they were ever pregnant or going to be having kids. All of a sudden, we come home from school and there's a baby. Like, oh, this is your sister. And I'm like, oh, okay. And because I was the oldest daughter, you know, I took a lot of that on. I raised a lot of my younger siblings. I remember, you know, like holding her as a baby, changing her diapers, babysitting her. This is back, you know, 37 years ago when it was safe to walk babies in a stroller without a parent. So we did a lot of that and just, you know, playing house, really. She was also one of my best friends. We did everything together. We laughed, we cried, we enjoyed life to the fullest by traveling, eating delicious foods, and attending so many concerts together. She always loved Hawaii, and she loved Orange County, where we would go So me and Jenny would drive there, and she would drive in town, and she knew the streets like the back of her hand. When we would travel together, I didn't have to make any plans because we knew each other so well. We were like, okay, I don't care where we go. I do want to try new places. I wanted to make sure we eat these 3 things. We always had Korean, Japanese, or Chinese. And of course, my 2 sisters always wanted Korean barbecue. And I always told them, oh, Korean barbecue, guys, come on. But it's because, and she was like, oh, because we don't have any good ones here in town. She was the one that went to concerts with me when we would go see country artists, country artists. We saw Brett Young, Justin Lynch, and came around. She was, like her friends said, she had love for music. She went to Coldplay with her friends, and she and I went to Ed Sheeran. I remember we had such a blast, and she was like, we gotta go back when he goes on tour again. And of course, a lot of Korean K-pop concerts. They know that our family has a hard time expressing our feelings for each other. We always joked around and said, saying I love you and giving each other hugs was very awkward. And we tried to do that more often as we grew older. There's a saying that me and my sisters have whenever we travel. We joked around and said, because we never said I love you, if we travel somewhere and we got a phone call from each other, and if I ever said I love you at the end, you better call the embassy because there's something wrong. And seriously, we had that joke. That was our code word. If I said I love you, if I ever took a trip and I said I love you at the end of the call, there's something wrong. But I do. I love you so much. I think about you, Mom and Dad, every single day. Going to work this week was super hard because I know that Dad and Mom are over there on Mountain View and you will be next to Mom. It's been really hard. I tell myself every day not to cry so I can make it to my workplace. I love you, Chua, forever. If possible, I wish that we would be reborn in the next life and be sisters once more. And we can be with Mom and Dad as a family again. I joked about this too. In this lifetime, my mom and my dad and the family depended on me for a lot of things. And with you going like this with Mom and you being with her, now is your chance to take care of her and translate for her. So my job is done for my mom. You can take over now, but I do love you.
Okay. Please also bless all of your friends, your co-workers, and family members here today. Watch over them and protect them and help them return home safely to their families as well. My dear sister, do not be afraid. No, do not feel alone because you are not. You will always have us with you in spirit. Do not worry that you are leaving us because you are not. You will always be with us, okay? And go home to Mom and Dad. They are waiting for you. And until we meet again, we all love you and we miss you dearly. Go in peace, okay, my sister?
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ những video hấp dẫn.
He says he's a pride. For how many, I don't know. Oh, no, he can't compare. No experience at all. And he's still minor. He's still minor. He's not old. We're trying to get him a job like right there where we live. So if right where we live, so. Thái là gì nó thái có. Nó có mai có thể chơi cái gì đâu.
Sáng khai có gì đâu tụi nó đâu. Mà tụi nó khai này mà nó có nhiều chơi. Nó không được gì đâu. Nó chơi nó bữa cho nhiều nữa. Là bên nào sẽ chơi nó. Cái hay cái hay nó. Hay đó cái nó. Có hay mà lấy cỡ mà chữa. Ê, tức là gì mà. Hay nó mà.
tụi mình xài có hài lắm chị hài xí lắm thế nó là bé tôi nhớ định nói tụi nó giờ nhớ rồi nhớ mẹ bé tôi nói ít mà tao chơi rồi tao tao nó cho cái sai có tụi xe thì nhớ rồi nhớ nghe thật thay đuôi có chỉ bảo bé nó bé tôi nhớ ok nữa nó giờ tan rồi thay bên đó cái chỗ có mò nó vậy trong nó vậy vừa có đã lâu đi nó chỉ mà còn nhớ cũng thay bây giờ nói ít tu chỉ bây giờ chỉ có mò để nó chỉ thay hai đứa có bảo vệ tại giờ thay lời tại giờ nó xa đứa con nữa để có chơi có bảo vệ con này hai đứa nó lúc xưa xí nó đi cha được nó hai đứa có hai đứa là lâu rồi thân thế bây giờ con nhang chia hủy đó là lâu rồi con chia sẽ có bự tao rồi cái xa thì sẽ có bự tao rồi con nói lý xua xíu mà để hạ bên đó lên tụi có hai cái hướng nó hay là tôi xin chỉ tập chơi này khi tao hạ bên đó tụi có hạ lên nó xíu mà để nhớ tụi có tất cả mọi người cà tê nữa
cha nghĩa vì do mình có sinh có tin nó xí long đã nắng tua nở tơ nhà tu tua nở đi em mi gió tua lờ nhẹ in thằng nghe qua rõ là nhẹ mu in thằng nghe mùa nắng phong tề xin đông đó đổ cho em mi gió cho tôi mình có sinh tí đã đi chơi
Dạ cho anh có khăn này. Cái nào mình rất
em chỉ luôn cơ cầu để nó mua tiền cả đường tồn tại nhiều mua cả cần và cả đi ra hay là cả nhiều mua chiếc xe cả nhiều mua tiền đây nhiều mua kia là kia kia nó mà nhiều mua sau đó là để cho công tròn mà để trồng nên bên tổ chức cái nhà nó tỏ ra nha
đi ở phòng chỉ có đó tỏ ra còn đây bên tổ chức cái còn đi kia là kia chưa kia phải kia túi thế nào mà bên điều này một bên đồng loạt đi nó giả thì cái đồng loạt này mà
tôi sẽ cho mình nói là tôi sẽ bị cái vui này của nhà câu chuyện trong mình cha sang xài giống như dạng của
vì đi ra tòa tôi xe cho người tụi cha tụi trẻ thế nên là trong xã thế là cái cua tụi xe mò xe các sĩ sợ ua mỏ đi cha nó ua tu với coi như này chưa xuyên rằng chưa lúc nào lúc lo xã cũng không có con ra ở trong chơi giống khi có là cái nhà cái này rồi có cái gì trong cái kỳ này
có là nhau luôn chứ cả là rổ lo cái gì cũng phải vậy nhưng cái qua một những nó đây mà dùng luôn có đây mà
đứa trẻ này lấy đứa tù xe lấy tù xe đó là bố là tù xe
nó là cái cậu lo này nó phải ra cái này nó của tia cái này mà cho thay này thay do mà chỉ có tia mà sao nó cũng
có mấy dòng chảo rồi
và thực sự cái thế này thả luôn là cho cháy rồi chị thủ muốn có chua này mà có cái gì mình đầu luôn chữ các cá sử bê tụ chế canh rú luôn rú lầu đó một chỗ vài chỗ chế lô thế li yếu thì có một chỗ có thì có kỹ một chỗ giờ nó đấy mà đó là một chỗ vài chỗ chế này bê tụ chế canh đấy mà chỉ sau chỉ sáng chỗ các tụ chế chỗ kỹ tụ sáu đấy mà theo lửa tung gì đấy mà lúc nào tuần đó ra tụ hòa tuần đó đây một tụ hú tuần đó đây một tụ rồng đấy mà chắc chắn là tụ qua tụ hòa cái gì qua tụ hòa lửa cái chế đừng có lăng thì chỉ xong chỉ dùng cho đấy mà đó một chế chỉ tới tụ hòa chế thêm đó tụ hòa chế tụ hòa mà chứ cái sự rồi tiền chỉ cần chỉ đùa rồi thử đi có đầu luật chụp con chụp bì cả các một chế này mà thật chết nào đâu mà我学努力的嘛chụp con chụp rồi biết là
lúc nào cái đó là tôi nên đồng thái nó rồi cái này nhiều dân đó là đồng thái rồi đồng nó sử dụng gì cái đó mà nên mà nên khai thì bây giờ mà nhưng vì do lúc gì thì ba lúc gì thì một day
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ những video hấp dẫn
cha nhị vì do mình có sinh có tin nô xi long đã nắng tua nở tơ già tu tua nở đi em nhị gió tua lờ nhị in thằng nghe qua rõ lờ nhị mu in thằng nghe mùa nắng phong tề xin đông tró đổ cho em vì nhai có sinh gió đi su cả lia tề cả sinh nhị gió mù sò mình có sinh tí nắng em nhai mình có sinh có nhị gió đi su cả lia tề mi cả na nhị gió mù sò có sinh tí cả gió có sinh ye mình có sinh mu sa linh toa sa tu niệm tu tỷ ye niệm yo mu ji li thánh số lộ tu di tổ ai lộ là tu di đại có sinh hay tiệm mi số lộ ai tu di tổ ai lộ là tu di đa đồ đa ni di ta đồ đê ni di xoay ni niệm phật cũng biết tí nổ long ma ye mi số lộ tu di tổ ai lộ là tu di đại tiệm mình có sinh có tí nô xí long chế ư nhẹ xí bỏ mò ư nhẹ cho bỏ tô mi mong đa mong cả lý chi em tu mi chả đa trùng lờ nhẹ tu cấu nhẹ e có tơ trùng cấu cua cho bự linh thì sa tu nhẹ của tỷ u la mà mong có sinh họ nhẹ vì do có tí chế ư nhẹ xí bỏ ư nhẹ cho bỏ tô mi mong đa mong cả lý chi em tu mi chả đa trùng lờ nhẹ tu cấu cu có tơ trùng cấu nhẹ em nghe yo bự linh thì sa tu nhẹ của tỷ bia la mà mong có sinh ye mình có sinh mu sa linh đoài ye yo yo cu ti bia yo cu ti nụ lung có trên đà nụ tuần thì ye gió to rung em ni gió to sa ma ye cu nhau mu kha cu xe của tỷ ta số chữ địa đi chữ ye ta có niệm gió to sao gió to rung chia gò sinh nhau có gò sinh xe bố tì ta số chữ lìa li chữ ye rung gò cô chỉ có gió to có niệm chỉ chia gò sinh tôi chia cú mi tí nhau cô chỉ ở qua trâu tề tu tề kỹ nọ em ni chia gò sinh nhau chia cô chỉ tôi gò sinh nhau chia ni là nhau mu sa na mà yo cô chỉ yo đồ ni cú ti nô xí long trái rau nói chỉ có sinh đối cho cú ti ni cho mu ti li ra cho lu mi trung tờ lu li tệ tờ trung mu ti xia chia mình có sinh nhau khá có sinh lu xia có sinh mà tao cho mi cái tổ tu mu tổ đại cho mi cái cho tổ lu nhẹ là mà cú ti ye cú ti chỉ là lu tua ta tề xin thay ye go sinh gió cho cú mi ti cho mu ti li ra cho lu mi trung tờ lu li tệ trung mu ti đùa ma ye go sinh nhai nhẹ khá go sinh lu xia go sinh mà tao cho mi cái tua thu mu tua đại tua lu qua là mà cú mi ti nụ lung ngọ đồ ni cô chi đồ na cô chi chỉ đàn đồ to ta tề xin thay che cổ sinh gió cho cô chi cho mu chi li ra đồ tu để y li chủ để xuống sâu rau na ni gió cho cô chi lu mi cho va li va ni cho mu trâu lờ nhà na tia mi nông trâu là mà cho cô chi rau na cô ti chỉ đàn đồ tuần thì che cổ sinh nghe gió cho cô ti nghe cho mu chi li ra tu để y li chủ để xuống hành hoa rau na ni cho cô ti lu mi cho va ca vợ ni cho mu trâu lờ nhà na tia mi nông trinh lờ nông na cho cô ti nổ lông ni vì có chỉ đàn đồ to tan thay che cô ti ông chia li chi hoa tu mi ca bò ca si ni tua ti mu tua tư ni giờ ya nhớ cho tên gió mà che tu chủ tu plie che yo ya le te si pla ni yo che cô ti mi yu ya ca thai ni yo lử li chu cho a lua la mà yo cô ti chỉ đàn đồ tuần thiê nghe gió mu chia linh chi hoa tu mi ca bò ca si ni tên gió mu giờ ya tu chủ tu pli chế rau nó ya tề si phai ni yo che che mi chữ ya ka cha yo lử li chu tròn hoa làm yo cu chi đủ lung ngọc vì cu chi chỉ đàn yo tuan thi che yo mu chia linh chi wa tu mi ca bo ca si ni giờ ya giờ chơ tê xin toa tu che tông lên mình có sinh chi bao có sinh sai tia yo mình cái lử về li cái cha li nè lo của khi trong hoa chế yo mình có sinh tí chua chua có sinh tí ba nè tu joy mình có sinh tí nè yo lo của nung có sinh ba mươi nè tu joy sai nè sinh có sinh ba mươi nè tu joy mong em chế bé nè bao chừng nó cái li nhỏ sao bao nhỏ cái mu bự rung làm cú chi vì cú tí trên đàn nu tua ta để xin thôi để yo mu tia linh chi wa tu min ca bo ca si ni giờ ya giờ cha để xin tua tu trên tông tới mình có sinh chi bao có sinh hai tia mình ca lử về li ca cha li cha chúng nó có nè lo của khi trong gió qua để yo có sinh tí chua chua có sinh tí ba nè tu rồi ngô sinh mi tia la hoa nung ngô sinh tí ba nè tu cho mong nghe nè lo sẽ ngô sinh tí ba bê nè tu cho sai sẽ bê tê mi nè tu nè bao chừng nó cá mu nhớ rung nhớ cá mu bự sao là mà cú tí rau nó cú tí trên đàn đồ tuần thì sẽย้อนvề đi xa mu cho bền đồ nè mu tia li chi wa bê tê mi bỏ giờ chữ công nghệ tu mi tu sinh đừng lo sai dư nhớ cho luôn bỏ tê tê si khá nhớ cho từ mua si để hỏi ô tu mi đã tu đi bao số là cho gò sinh lý do tu mi thấy tu tung ni bỏ cú tí tu nhổ lo là tê si thi đâu nó tin nụ lung chỉ đà nụ tuần thì thấy nói về lý hoa mu cho bền đồ uê nhẹ mu tia lý chi hoa bê tê mi bỏ giờ lý tứ công tu sinh đừng lo sai tứ em nhìn cho lo lờ tê si khá nhau trở từ ngay thấy ô tu mi đan tu làm bao xua nghe lo trong gò sinh mà lý hoa tu mi thấy tu tung nhẹ bỏ cú mi tí tu đồ lo lờ tê si nhá mò cha yo chia đồ chi chia lia nhị chia đồ lia tổ đại lia mò sau tề si si đó đại lia mò em cú tí nhị chi to là yo to là tu tiền cha yo chi sợ phá tư la nhị yo chi la phá tư tổ mò si bỏ ni si tổ li tu em mi du lỗ cứ câu chi em cho mình đồ mỏ thiết vinh đâu em si nừng nói thọ trình quan nừng nhá em nghe qua nó mi xuyên đồ để mà đi lưu yêu để mi tí là mà cho mình có mỏ thiết vinh đâu em cho mình mỏ chua